These aren't in any particular order, but some of them are definitely more important than others. The first one is the price point. This one should be super obvious, but before anything else, you have to consult your budget before going off and buying a $1,000 rack. It's an unfortunate fact of life, but heavy duty steel costs money, and you need to accept this fact, even though it hurts. Luckily though, I've given you guys a bunch of different options from around $250 all the way up to $5,000 plus. Almost every single one of them is upgradable, so you can add things over time and set it all at once. Right after the price, you need space to store your rack. If you only have a one-car garage with a super low ceiling, your options are going to be limited. Thankfully, I had the foresight to include racks with smaller footprints and shorter uprights to fit most home gyms. Everybody has different needs for their garage gym. You might need one that's more compact like my last point, or you might need something compatible with a certain pulley system because you want cables in your gym. You might not even want a traditional 4-post power rack and prefer something like a half rack. The options are limitless, so it's important to decide what type of training you're going to do and what you need to do to get the job done. This is a big one you have to pay attention to. If you're a beginner lifter and you have no need for a huge 1,000-pound plus weight capacity power rack, you really don't need to spend more money on an 11 gauge rack when you're just starting out. I do recommend you do so because then you don't have to upgrade later on, but it isn't completely necessary. On the flip side though, if you're a competitive power lifter or strength athlete, you most likely want a heavy duty rack so you can train safely without the rack shaking around and crumpling when you miss a big squat. Aside from the budget racks I recommend, every single rack in my power rack series has a weight capacity of at least 1,000 pounds, so you're set. This goes right along with the weight capacity of your rack. Ideally, you want a rack that has a lot of stability, it has the ability to bolt down, and even has high quality welds with thick gauge steel. The better the power rack's construction, the safer you're gonna be, and the more gains you're gonna be able to make over the long haul. Budget racks are fine, cheap racks are not. If you want a basic power rack without any additional uses, then you can skip this section. For everybody else, this is probably one of the biggest benefits of owning a power rack. If your rack is compatible with a bunch of different attachments, you can expand your training arsenal considerably. Adding pulleys for cable work opens up a bunch of exercise selections that can make a huge difference if you're trying to build the most muscle possible. If you want something that will mimic a bunch of machine exercises, which also give you the best stability possible, I might add, lever arms give you a ton of new variations to try out. Of course, we also have to remember that you have a ton of other options such as different pull-up bars, dip bars, landmine attachments, and more. The more attachments available for your rack, the better. This is probably one of the most important aspects of a power rack that you have to give some thought to, and that's the safeties that your rack can use. If you train alone or don't trust your mom to spot you with heavy lifting, having high quality safeties to save your life is essential. We've all seen people almost die from failing a bench press, and it really is a shitty way to go. I recommend either strap or flip down safeties as they're much higher quality than standard pinpipe ones. Plus, they protect your barbell instead of damaging it, which is always nice. If your rack has optional weight horns or storage options, you can maximize your training space and add more stability to your rack by weighing it down. This is just a nice way to keep your gym tidier and make loading and unloading your weights much easier. Saving time so you can focus on training and less time on excuses is always a good thing. Now I turn it over to you. What do you think is the most important factor for choosing a power rack? Let me know in the comment section below right now. And if you want to learn everything there is to know about power racks, including the best ones on the market right now, you can check out my playlist here. Until next time.